Good morning everyone and welcome back to this wonderful Wednesday here at Barham Engines. So guys, while I'm getting on with that, Isaac is over here on the Land Rover. Yes, Isaac is back, come back Tuesday, although he's not feeling very good himself, to be honest with you. He looks like he's a little bit worse for wear. He said that he was starting to get ill about Wednesday, midweek of his holiday, and he didn't look great today, bless him. But he's in and he's tackling the Series 1 Land Rover. Now, the reason it is on the engine crane is this little bolt here. You see you've got one on the other side. We've been trying to find one of these little bolts, believe it or not, but we can't see one listed, so he's had to make one. He's gone to put in this side, and what it does, it's got like a thread, which is a BSF thread, and then a little locating tag on the end that goes into a hole in the shaft to stop the shaft from turning in here, the rocker shaft. This one here is separate to that one. You can see now he's put a nail in there just to keep the hole aligned, but when he went to put the bolt in, it wasn't aligned, and the only way of turning that was to get behind here. So he's had to put it on the engine crane, take the cover off, and he's had to take all this timing gear off, bless him, to take that plug out the back to turn the shaft to line the hole up here. So yeah, just a little setback for him, but he is well on the way now. That Series 1 is looking absolutely lovely. Obviously, we've got those cam bearings in there, the new ones that are hopefully not going to fail on us, and I think all is well with the first Series 1 Land Rover that we did for our customer. So this one, fingers crossed guys, touch wood, it's all going to be good, and hopefully on its way to being finished very, very soon. Right guys, I have come in this morning to a little job here. This is a Citroen block, and pardon my ignorance, but that is all I can tell you. It's a Citroen, a wet liner engine, a little bit like the Alphas that Bob brings in, and the problem is with this is the seats down in the bottom of the block are a little bit rough. So what I've got to do is just tickle up the seats with our boring bar here. So I've set up the tool that I use, which is a perfect 90 degrees to get a perfect seat down the bottom. I've got to ensure that I take exactly the same amount off each one, very minimal obviously, and then whatever I take off them, I've got to take off the head face to give us a tooth out protrusion on these new liners. So there is a tiny little shim that goes underneath the base here, just a sort of sealing shim, and then he wants sort of, he said 0 to 2 thou, but I like to give him a tiny little bit of protrusion because it's a very soft gasket and it will sort of eat into the top of the liner anyway. So that's what I'm doing guys. I've just set this number 1 up and zeroed it. That is the first task of today guys. I'm hoping that some of you, as I say, do pardon my ignorance on what it is. I know it's a Citroen, and the only reason I know that is because it's got a plaque around the back here. So I'm hoping that some of you guys can tell me exactly which Citroen block this is. Little task for today and a little bit of a quiz. Right everyone, I know you love a little bit of me sitting in the office with the old Barham Engines behind me, having a little rant and what have you, but I'm not actually going to have a rant today. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to go onto the computer here. I'm going to go onto my studio and go onto my last video on the main channel and go through some of the comments, guys. Something I haven't done for, don't know whether I've ever done it really, but I'm just going to read through some of the comments and give my opinion on some of them. Some of them are rather interesting. I noticed a couple asking what happened with the missing turbo. Yeah, this one here from Bonza604. Lee, what's happening with the missing turbo? It seems you have moved past that. Was it another clickbait story with no substance? Ow. Or are you perhaps creating a story for an insurance job? Well, I got a phone call yesterday from Vince. Now, the story was exactly true. I said to you what I thought may have happened. We had a turbo being picked up 3 days before, which did. We obviously put that turbo down there. Now, I was not 100% whether I'd spoke to Vince or whether Vince had organised collection of that parcel. So I threw an email to DHL parcel. DHL Express is quite easy to get hold of. It wasn't them. DHL Parcel is a nightmare to get hold of. Anyway, couldn't get to speak to a person, emailed them. They emailed me back on Saturday asking me more questions, and I didn't get any response once I'd answered it. So fortunately, yesterday I got a phone call from Vince at Turbo Performance, and Vince said that it's turned up. Now, exactly what I thought may have happened did happen. Someone else had come to collect the turbo that was collected 3 days before. Obviously, when he got it on the truck, got it back to the depot, there was a ticket already done saying it had been delivered, so it got pushed to one side. Fortunately, because Vince has used them for years and uses them a lot, he got someone higher up to go and have a look where that parcel could have been, and he's found it in the corner of a room. So there we go, guys. He's got it back. He's checked it over. There's nothing wrong with the turbo whatsoever, and that is on its way back to Kyle now. So job's a good one. It wasn't a clickbait story, guys. It was genuine. Just glad to have it back, because worst case scenario on that for me is going to have been probably another grand or so to get a turbo built by Vince and sent out to Kyle. So yeah, over the moon with that, and that answers your question there, Bonza 604. So let's go through a couple of other comments from the last video, guys. Obviously that video there, I sort of put the camera back and videoed me palleting up an engine, which Andrew has received today. He's over the moon with the engine. No issues with the packaging. He didn't mention anything, so I'm assuming it all got okay there. Okay. So what have we got here, guys? If you are balancing a lightened clutch or flywheel, why would you add weight? Thanks for sharing. All the best. Well, preferably we like to remove weight. It's just easier than adding weight. To add weight, we're gonna have to weld a bit on. It's never going to be 100%. We'll have to take some off there. It's just a rigmarole. So we don't want to take too much off, obviously. We have had to drill quite a few holes in these clutch covers before, and it hasn't seemed to have affected the thing. We've never had it back saying the clutch has failed or anything like that. So what we got here? What else we got? Anyone want to buy a Cosy Turbo? Needs a rebuild and already boxed, 100 quid. Nice one. Chief Rock 8604, thank you very much. Nice bit of comedy. My sense of humour, that man. Dude, you need new staff. From John Enrico 3510. We don't need new staff. We just need everyone to not be ill or be on holiday. But everyone is actually in today, so that's ideal. Bro, please don't drill holes in clutches. And that is from Coerty Dens 1234. Unfortunately, like I've just said, we may have to drill the odd hole in the clutch cover to lighten it, to get it in balance. It's no good having no holes whatsoever and the thing out of balance, completely pointless. I would rather, personally in my own clutch, I would rather have a few holes in the clutch cover and it be in balance. From Harry Quinn 8911. Get some hill walking in, mate, pronto, because them drumsticks ain't looking healthy. Plus, it will transform your mood stability-wise. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I ain't going to disagree that the old drumsticks could do with a bit of meat on them. And it probably would transform my mood stability. So, who knows? Might start climbing a few hills. Another good video, but no socks? Not a good look, mate. And that's from Martin Stone 3656. Thank you, Martin. The only trouble is with my ankles, if I start wearing with shorts pull-up socks, I look even more of a dipstick, guys. So I'm sorry about that, Martin, but I'm gonna have to run the old trainer socks until the trousers come out. It's going to be happening very soon, guys. Let me tell you that, because my legs are getting a bit chilly now. So we've got Toa Fry 1014 here saying, looks as if you dress for Barbados, not a workshop. No PPE in sight. Emoji. I'm pretty sure that they will have PPE in Barbados. And let me add, if I was in Barbados, I probably wouldn't be wearing this thick hoodie. And I would say more louder shorts. I'd probably go for the Bermuda shorts. But yeah, Let's hope they have got PPE in Barbados. Mr. Crabbing, that clutch looked wonky on the machine, but obviously balanced up a tree. Well, they do. At the end of the day, the clutch covers are a bit of pressed tin, and sometimes we put them on and they look like they're wobbling all over the place, yet they'll be pretty much in balance. So there's never any rhyme or reason for it. They're just a bit of pressed tin. So yeah, whatever they look like is besides the point, as long as it is bolted flatly to the flywheel and the thing is in balance at the end of the day, I suppose. James Fisher 1808. Sounds like Coke nose to me. Don't drink the stuff, mate. Bad for your teeth. So Ben Harcoom here. Absolutely cringing waiting for you to smash your ankle off that open engine crane leg. And then we got half a dozen guys on here, and very rarely do they actually put a comment themselves. They normally comment on other people's comments. That's the telltale of a troll. So we've got one here, Paul F 2529. He's always commenting like this. He's put underneath that an accident waiting to happen. Reading the original comment, cringing waiting for me to smash my ankle off that open crane leg. If you're getting at the fact that my ankle's open to the air, got no trousers on the ankle, I'm telling you now, in the winter when I've been wearing big socks, I've been wearing long johns and trousers, if you catch your ankle on the bottom of that crane leg, it still hurts. So it's nothing to do with the fact that you got socks and trousers over the top of your ankle, I'll tell you that. And bar putting a big load of foam around the legs of the crane, there ain't a lot we can do about that. I mean, if you actually look down at ankle height, there's so many things everywhere in these workshops that you could crack your ankle on. So thank you very much, Ben, for commenting, and thank you ever so much, Paul, for commenting on Ben's comment. We got one here from Jane Bottomley. Good health and safety operating a lift one-handed with an engine on. In trainers, lol. I think next time I lift an engine and get it on video, I think what I'm going to do there, just to please Jane, I'm going to be pumping with two hands, not one hand. I'm going to be pumping and lifting it with two hands, and I'm going to wear flip-flops. Okay, thank you very much, Jane. Steve Mull. And the elusive turbo is still AWOL. Answered that one there, Steve. So we've got one here from Alan Richardson. Wow, never seen an engine packed that badly. Got to the customer today, still on the pallet, no damage to the rocker, absolutely fine. Andrew's over the moon. But we do have a comment on Alan's comment. And guess who it's from? Paul F. A right mess, he says. Thumbs up. A right mess, isn't it, Alan? What's a mess? It's fine. It's there. It's done. Served a purpose. What do you want me to do? James Plotkin, he's put, well, Lee did say he corrected that, which I did. And we got another one here. Bonza604. He's another one. Bonza604. Always comments on someone else's comments. Well, what would you expect? Emoji. It's not like he knows what he's doing or gives a F. Those straps over the valve covers aren't going to hold nothing in place. Aren't going to hold nothing. It's a double negative, which means they are going to hold something. Thank you very much, Bonza. They did indeed. The engine got there safe and sound. Must cost you a fortune in ratchet straps. It doesn't actually. Cost me 50p a ratchet strap, so if I use a couple on an engine, it's £1. What's £1 to a customer for getting their engine back nice and safely that they've just spent a fortune on? Don't matter to me. And plus they look nice. There's no good using old ratchet straps. You need a ratchet strap to hold an engine down, and you may as well use nice new ratchet straps. No expense spared here for our dear customers. There's lots of suggestions here for people regarding my health and obviously this cold that we've got, and what suggestions they're making here and what vitamins to take. So thank you very much. Eat more oranges and take more lemon tea. I'll try that. I do eat oranges actually, but oranges tend to give me a headache. We got one down the bottom here for FC3S Boy 1. quit making out with John. And then we got several replies under that. I was going to type the same thing, lol. And then someone else has put laughy face. And then another person's put ha ha ha. And then under that, and he's not long been married, laughy face. Oh, you guys, you're having a right laugh there, aren't you? I haven't made out with John. Of course I haven't. So there we go, guys. Just a few comments that we had on the last video. So yeah, just to show that we do sift through the comments. As I say, a few trollers on there, but we tend to try and get rid of them over time. But I tend to leave a few of them because they are quite funny. Right, bit of an unusual one, guys. Quite a rare motor now, this actually, but this is a Fiat Punto GT. It's a 90s one. Well, the guy's bought the bottom end. I think his bottom end in the car's a bit worse for wear. He's bought this bottom end supposedly done. He just wants us to check it out. Now, looking at it, obviously it's still all intact. Looking at it, the block's been faced and it's definitely been deglazed. They've run the deglazer down there, but what we're going to do is strip it out. We're going to measure those bores. I'm not sure whether we're going to be building this yet, or whether he's going to be putting it together, but what he wants us to do is just check all the dimensions. I think he's been watching our channel for a while, and because we size all the rods and check the crank journal size and all the rest of it, I think it's sort of scared him into just putting this in and running it. So we're going to be doing our checks, making sure it has got new rings if the bores are perfect. The cylinder head has been definitely blowing a gasket. You can see there in the centre it's been blowing good and proper. But apart from that, it doesn't look too bad. Usually these are renowned for sort of cracking in between the seats, which it doesn't appear to be having any issues there. So we are going to be stripping that out, obviously cleaning it up, going through it. The inlet manifold, he wants us to clean all that up and blast it and what have you, and make it look like new. We have got the clutch cover there. We've got the flywheel, which we've got to face, and then balance the crank assembly. So yeah, I don't think I've actually seen a Fiat Punto GT bottom end in here before. We've had a few of these heads in the past, but definitely not of late. So yeah, quite nice to have this one in, guys, and quite a sought after car now, the old Fiat Punto GT. So just before we go, guys, every now and again we have a subscriber or a viewer sending us emails wanting to send us freebies and stuff like this. We have people popping in with biscuits. We can't thank you enough for that. Honestly, it's great to meet you guys. It's great to speak to you, and it's great to receive anything that you wish to send. But I've had one recently which I do think is worth a mention. So a chap called Alex emailed me from his company called AP Graphics and Designs. Unfortunately, Alex is packing up his business and moving to Perth, right round the other side, very shortly. But he said, before I go, could I send you a little gift? And it arrived yesterday, guys. And what he has sent me is a beautiful aluminium timing disc with our Barham Engines logo on, the new logo. And honestly, I am absolutely made up with it. Anodized black. Thank you so much, Alex. I really, really appreciate it. You're a star, and that will be featured on many videos to come where I'm going to be doing the timing of the camshaft. So thank you very much, Alex. You're a star, mate. There we are, guys. That is it for another video today. Until Friday's video, have a lovely evening, and we will see you then. Take care. Cheers, guys.